We've got a Super Eagles coach, Coach Jose Peseiro, with us here. Coach, you've been in Qatar for the World Cup, and you are still in Qatar. What are your observations, Coach, about the teams and the games you've watched so far in Qatar?
Okay, good afternoon or good morning or good night for everybody. I've been to the last 5 football World Cups, watching the games live until now. I am in the World Cup with authorization and support from our NFF, our federation. I think it's important to evaluate the evolutionary trends of national teams football in this competition. It's the bigger competition for national teams. Of course, I cannot compare the organization, one team, national team, from one normal team, because in the football, one team have more time for work, for improved organization. But of course, when you speak about the quality, the players, the quality, the match, and in the context, because I am a coach from Super Eagles, of course, I need to observe what the evaluation the national teams, because the quality is too much quality. Why? Because any team, one national team can bring together the best players in each country. Okay, I arrived the 2nd of December, and I have been watching 2 games live a day. Every day I watch 2 matches. I arrived to December. I watched the match Portugal against Korea and Cameroon against Brazil, and Cameroon beat Brazil. This is possible in Qatar because the stadiums are not far from each other. Okay, until now I saw 2 matches for day until final. Also today I will be watch 2 matches. Tomorrow the same, semi-final, and the 3rd and 4th position, the final.
Interesting. And now, Coach, how about the African teams? What are your observations? The way
about African teams. Okay, I think Ghana, Cameroon, and Tunisia achieved relevant results. Okay, but lack the consistency to advance to the round of 16. Okay, you cannot forget the Tunisia with the Jalel Kadri draw against Denmark 0-0, beat France. It's true, France didn't play all the team. I think it changed 9 players. Cameroon, I think, did a fantastic match against Serbia, 3-3, and beat and defeat Brazil 1-0. Congratulations for Rigobert Song also. And Ghana, okay, defeat Korea. Otto Addo did a good job in that match. Of course, Korea reached the round of 16. Okay, I think for this team lacked the consistency for advance. Okay, Senegal had a great performance in the group stage. Aliou Cissé, I think, did a good job. And the big surprise is Morocco. It's a big surprise from the World Cup. Okay, they with the defensive football is true, but very well organized. He defended very well. He tried to do offensive transition. They closed too much space. I think Walid Regragui is doing a fantastic job. Is the team with the first goals conceded is for less goals than the others. But okay, only 3 teams more in Africa reached the quarterfinal. Senegal and Ghana, I think, at that, and the 4th one is Morocco. They show good things, of course. Only like some consistency for keep more. But of course, the best national team from Europe and from South America is close, but is not the same level at this moment.
All right, Coach. You talked about watching the World Cup and the importance of being at the World Cup. Now, what are the lessons learned and the new techniques adopted by the big teams?
Yes, I will. We will make a report on the World Cup at the technical, tactical, and strategy level. Okay, after finish the World Cup, of course, I like to see the match in the live. I think is better because you can see all the pitch, all the organization, the block, the space. But after that, I go to see the match in the video for take more conclusions over the game and out of the game. What you can say, the best teams, some team, okay, there are several ways for win. I can speak about Brazil, France, Portugal, and England have approached the games with a very offensive posture. These teams try to win, try to beat the opponent with offensive process, with offensive posture. For that, Brazil and France played with 4 guys in front, and France play with Griezmann like 8. Of course, play with the other players in front, three attack, but Griezmann is striker and play like midfield, like 8 or 10. Only 2 guys in the midfield for create a balance. Like Brazil, Neymar do the same like Griezmann. Don't play like striker, second striker, but sometimes they come in the back for build up from the back. Okay, 3 guys in front, and Brazil, I think, and France, there are the teams do put more the offensive process. Portugal and England also, they try since the start the match pressure and play in the offensive process. The other way, you can speak about Argentina, Netherlands, Croatia, that teams have more reserved strategy, trying to be more effective than offensive process. They don't, they try to win, they try to beat. Okay, different characteristics of the players, of course, but the coach tried the other model. Don't, is more, it tried to play with more consistency, with a block with more consistency. Don't take too. They want to disturb the others, create unbalance with the others, but don't want create unbalance in their self and ourselves. For that, there be different ways. I like more Brazil and France and Portugal and England. I like more, of course, because I like the beauty football is better for the people. The same time, much more and more the teams try to control the game. Even Brazil and France, they attack, but sometimes they want to control the game with the ball for rest, okay, or for prepare the attack. In this moment, you can see to speed. One time they try to position, they try to call the opponent, they try to not only these teams play in the attack, all the teams try to speed in the attack or in defensive process. When they, in the first moment, if they have space, for create space, they try to move the ball with some speed, with time, with control. When they reach one space for attack, they change the speed for more speed for attack in deep moments or in the combinations for look for the goal. Like in defensive process, when the team close the block, in the first moment they try only the squeeze, okay, and move and positioning, and when they can put the opponent for the possibility for pressure, they increase the speed for pressure for take the ball and go in the attack. These are the key points. Other key points, many teams like the coach the Netherlands yesterday told, he tried defender better, more consistency for going defensive offensive transition. Why? Because normally in the short tournament is not one tournament with a 20 match and play every team's playing the way in the home. In the short tournament, sometimes the efficacy can or that teams with more consistency in defensive process can win more than the others, because the others, when they try to attack with many players, sometimes they allow space for the others take advantage for the offensive transition. Morocco's is the team play more in the back. Walid, of course, they have the same resources than the others, and Walid tried to create one team with good defensive organization, close too much space, and joke with the patience, the opponent. They keep the patience every time. They don't take care if the opponent have the ball, like against Spain. They don't care. The Spain has the ball, no problem. The main point is, I run, I do the best positioning in the blocks, in defensive process, defensive line, offensive line, the midfield line. They block, they close the space, they try to only take one ball for going the offensive transition with space, because normally when when Morocco is going in the back, there are too much space in the back for the defensive line, the opponent, for take advantage that space. Is until now they could do well, of course they play only for efficacy, defensive process and efficacy. I want to go there 1, 2 times, 3 times is enough for score, or wait for penalties, or wait for one free kick or one corner. That team stay in the quarters in this moment is a team more organization in defensive organization, but more play in the back. No too much beating, no nice, but effective.
Effective. All right. And coach, as we advance, we'll be wrapping up soon. I know you are in Qatar, and I know under the leadership of Raji Gusso, the NFF president, the NFF has also made sure that your stay in Qatar is very purposeful and productive, right?
Of course, because I'm working. I'm here for see the match. For that, it's possible to see too much for day. I do it every day for observe what I can learn, what I can improve in my process, because I'm watching the best national team in the world. For that, I am here for work. I say thank you for NFF because the authorization and support me in that
All right, and let's talk about the main objective. I remember you've told us the objective over and over again as a team. Our goal is to win the AFCON, the next AFCON. That is the primary objective. Talk to us more about the objective of winning the AFCON for the team and the qualifiers, the plans for the qualifiers from March next year, 2023.
Okay. The objective is to win the next AFCON. But for each objective, we have sub-objective. Okay? Many goals. Okay? Many goals. You have been working on observation, player, evaluation, and team organization. Is the key point. Until now, you try to observe and evaluation our job, our behaviors, our technical and tactical job inside the pitch, but the behaviors outside the pitch also. You did you did 2 matches for qualification, 2-1 and 10-0. You beat the record, the AFCON. But that match, the friendly match against Mexico, Ecuador, Algeria, against Portugal, against big teams, no weak teams, you try to check our players. We try to check our idea. We try to check our model. Okay, you can play this way or not. Okay, this player can play with this way against Portugal or not. Okay, against Portugal, you try to play when the game face to face. And then try to play one match for go in the back, put all the team in the back, defender well, and go in the offensive transition. It's not true. What will try against Portugal? I think until now we did a good job. And against Portugal, if you lose 4-0, it's true, but you try to play face to face. See, in the first half, I did like nothing because you could not control the opponent. He didn't go away more times than you wanted. He didn't control the match with the ball like you put in the previous, in the tactic, in the strategic for the match. But in the second half, you did more ball possession than Portugal. You shoot more than Portugal. This is true. Even you could score in the goal with Samuel, with the penalty. After that, with the Onuachu. Okay, only I didn't like the first 20 minutes, of course, because it didn't create good organization. Of course, when I tried to push the first 10 minutes, you try to pressure, to do high pressure with Portugal. It's not easy, but you try. Okay, it's a friendly match. I want to check if our players, okay, that players with that characteristics, okay, if you could or not give a good answer. Because if you cannot play face to face against Portugal or against that teams, I want to change some players for give more power and speed and less capacity for play, for manage the ball. But this is one friendly match for I take conclusions for that. But okay, I didn't like in the second half, I liked too much until last 10 minutes. Why? Because you lose the penalty and you lose the balance. You cannot lose the balance against one team like Portugal. This is the wrong way, the wrong mistake, or the mistake. Because after that, because if you score 2-1, it's possible you try to improve, you try to draw the match. Of course, Portugal feel more not comfortable, but you try to score because you felt that goal, you felt that you missed the penalty, good ambience against good team, and that after that you lose the balance, you lose the mind. For that you receive 2 goals in the last minutes. You could not receive 2 goals in the last minutes, because in the second half I think you create balance with the Portugal. You attack like them more. The Portugal did the goals in the offensive transition. Okay, why? Because you stay in organization. You stay more time in the midfield of the opponent. But okay, what you can learn? Okay, I can learn. I can check which players can play this way. If you can play this way, of course, when I arrive here, I say, if you want to reach the best team for win the AFCON and for reach the best teams in Africa, you need to play like a big team. Of course, Morocco is a big team, but playing defensive process in the World Cup is different. But for playing Africa, for fight with the big national team there, in my opinion, you have characteristics, we have players for play that much, that capacity for manage the ball, for the play more control and the game with the ball, more circulations, more attack. But it's possible. Sometimes I observe, for that I take conclusion until now, for decide in the right moment what I must do. Is it the good for us that campings, that match against big teams? I check what I need more about the training, about if you must change or not our style, if we change or not our characteristic, if we change or not, even if I need to look for some different players, because the open from the windows and the doors, our national team is open for everybody. Okay, of course I have very good players, with quality and quantity, and now I need to evaluate. I have that conclusions, of course, more time, more turn, more days with them. They take more conclusions about the personality, the character, and behaviors for play one big match, for play one big football, for win the next AFCON. Is the right way, is our job, and I believe in this way. I believe in our job. I believe in our players. Okay, now I need to choose well these players or other players. I'm going to change some players or look for other characteristics in some players, knowing the older players, because I think you have a big team, a big national team, a big quality. You lose 4-0, but I think if you play that match in the World Cup, of course, I didn't play face to face against Portugal. I cannot. Switzerland play face against Portugal and lose 6-1.
Correct.
Not like Ghana and Uruguay play in the back. But I think it was one challenge for the coach and for us, test and check if you can do or not.
Interesting. Okay, and coach, we're wrapping it up. At this point, I'm sure the fans, the supporters.
Okay, only for next in the March you have two matches against Guinea. Of course, is more one step because I want to win the AFCON, but I am not classification until now in the first position. You are not classification. Okay, I want to beat Guinea in the but match and play well. More one step for development our football, development our quality. You want like the fans want one team for command and for play in the offensive process.
All right, so coach, what do you want to say to the fans, the media? I'm sure they want to hear from you. What you have to say to them as we approach the new year.
Okay. For conclusion, the campings and the games were important for us to be more certain about the choice to be made and the tactical work to be done. Okay, is the conclusion for the last. Okay, I would like to say thank you our fans, for media, for our NFF, for our federation, for their support, and tell them that they count of us for the best of Super Eagles. Okay, thank you very much for support, and you want them, you want our fans, want the media, of course, the NFF must do the maximum for you improve our national team. But I want to say thank you very much for support, and I expect, I wish they keep that support for the next match in March and for reach the qualification and for win the next AFCON. Thank you very much for everybody. Great for staying the coach Super Eagles. I'm happy. I have the maximum motivation for reach the big goal, win the next AFCON.
All right, thank you.